σκεφτεί να ψάξει. Εκεί τριγύρω στα βουνά, σαν στροπ να χαράξει.
So after this Greek song, it's quite old. Actually, it's over 20 years old, and I'd like to welcome everyone here today. I'm very happy to see some of you again, and also some new people. This event is going to be short, as you already know. It's going to be about 40 minutes long, and there is a double goal, a dual goal. So from one hand, we will give out some awards as promised. A couple of weeks ago, Cosmoleadership, the Global Leadership Association, organized the first global coaching conference, which lasted 3 days. And we learned a lot. I learned definitely a lot of new information, and it was very, very inspiring. On the first day, it was the Business and Leadership Day, and we learned how to create an amazing culture at our company. We learned about Feed Forward, how to lead by design, best practice in employer branding, how to create effective teams, and how to manage and coach efficiently those teams, how to lead performance improvement plans. We also found out the #1 secret to expand our executive presence, influence, and innovation. We learned about emotional intelligence and how not to be a jerk at work. We figured out the power of our emotions and how to become an even more amazing leader. On the second day, it was our career coaching day. We explored personality and psychology as the 2 pillars of success. We understood burnout. We found out the secret ingredient to make our job application great and how to find our ikigai, a job we love. We learn how to work ourselves happy while we tune into our job-seeking journey and learn how we can land our dream job. We also learned about mentors, sponsors, and coaches and their importance, and we understood how we can get unstuck and become happy at work. While during the third day, it was the self-development and mental health day, we learned if we can really access our subconscious and how. We understood the power of developing belief in potential. We deconstructed happiness. We chose our path at the crossroad of the judges and the learner's paths. We explored ways to grow naturally and reclaim our joy. We learned the power of noticing, the positive engagement power of kindness to drive personal and professional success, and how to show self-love by decluttering, how to see our own worth and find peace in the now while we transition to intentional growth. And we closed that amazing 3-day conference with a brain spa session for an ultimate relaxation. We had the pleasure to have over 30 speakers from Greece, Cyprus, the UK, Turkey, Germany, Sweden, India, the USA, Canada. They shared their tips and wisdom. And today, of course, I would like to thank again all of them and also let them know who were the most voted as the most inspiring ones. Of course, again, I would like to thank Alexandra Rakoliri and Theodora Pavlidou, who are the ladies who take care of our digital marketing efforts. And enough with introduction, I think. We're going to give 4 awards, and these 4 coaches will share their best leadership tips so that we can all become an amazing leader in our professional and personal lives. And at the end, if time allows, I will also share a couple of tips. So I hope that everyone is ready to enjoy, and I would like to welcome Vaso Vardaki, who was voted as the best, as the most inspiring business coach, who talked to us about managing teams effectively. So Vaso, congratulations, συγχαρητήρια. We're delighted to hear the tips you'd like to share today with us. It's a pleasure to see you here again.
Thank you, Evi, and once again, thank you for the opportunity and all these the 3 days that you beautifully organized, and it was my pleasure. So I have prepared 4 tips, 3+1, 4 tips for our leadership development. And number 1, I'm just diving in. Number 1 is learn yourself. Who are you? What are your strengths? What are your opportunities for growth? What do you really want? What are your fears? What are your beliefs? What are your desires? Who do you want to become? And what do you want to achieve? At the end of the day, how do you want to be remembered? Leadership is a journey that starts from within. And in order to do that, get a coach, expand your boundaries, lead yourself first before you try to lead other people. That is my number one tip. And my number two is add value to your transactions. Partner with people and add value to your transactions. Give support and you will receive results. Give trust and you will receive accountability. Give your attention and you will receive knowledge. And my number three is build your courage muscle. It takes courage to do the right thing. It takes courage to take a decision when not knowing the outcome. Leaders embrace courage not because they are fearless, but because they acknowledge their fears and they move forward with them. And that's very important, because to have courage, it doesn't mean you are fearless. So great leaders step out of their comfort zone, and they know that at the end of the day, no matter what the result is, they learn, grow, and they add value to the world around them. So build your courage muscle. And my last tip for today is trust the process. No one can predict the future. And great leaders know that they have to do the right thing and they have to trust the process. And I like to give an example here that it's like the farmer in the field. The farmer plants the seeds, he waters the field, he does all the work, and then he trusts the process with patience and the knowledge that the harvest will come when the time is right. So trust the process. 4 tips for today: learn yourself, add value to your transactions, build your courage muscle, and finally, trust the process. Evi, the stage back to yours.
Thank you so much, Vaso. It has been great to hearing you again, as always, inspiring. Thank you very much. At this point, actually, I would like to note that right after Vaso, we had a tie in votes with Judy Clover, Elizabeth Payne, and Karin Bola, all receiving the same amount of votes after Vaso. But yeah, thank you very much. And you are, I know that you always welcome people to connect with you on LinkedIn and find out more about you and what you do. So you can also leave your details in the chat. Yes. If someone would like to.
I will leave the link, and thank you once again, Evi.
Thank you very much. And let's proceed to the best, as in again, most inspiring career coach. Actually, career coaches this time, because we had a tie, and 2 were equally inspiring. These 2 are Zoe Fragou and Phillip Davis. So congratulations to both of you. We are really delighted to hear the tips you would like to share with us today. Zoe talked to us about the burnout, and Phillip talked to us about tuning into your job-seeking journey. So I will ask Zoe first, please, to come and share her own wisdom and her own tips today. Thank you very much for being here, and congratulations.
Hello, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the award, and of course for having me. It's great being here. So it's a bit interesting, because actually I was planning to talk about active listening today, but I had a leadership training some days ago and it really inspired me. So I changed my subject and I decided to talk about labels and how catastrophic it is to put labels on people. When we characterize, we can never take it back. And it's completely different to say what you've done is unacceptable than saying you are unacceptable. This period, for example, I've noticed that the results or your productivity is a bit low is completely different than saying to someone you are lazy. The problem with labels, as I said, is for starts, you can never take them back. Once you've said something, you make an impact and it stays. The second problem is that people actually tend to wear their labels. So we usually manage to achieve the exact opposite from what we were going for. For example, there has been a lot of research around how stereotypes work. And one teacher was given the results of a new classroom, the students. So what they actually did was change the notes. So this new teacher got the good notes for the bad students and the bad notes for the good students. After 1 year, what happened was that every child had the fake notes as real. Why did that happen? Because the teacher put the labels on the wrong people. She behaved towards them in that manner. For example, somebody that she thought was actually a good student, when they were doing a mistake, she was being more patient with them, or she was putting more effort into to help them or giving them more time to think. While when she thought that somebody is not really a good student, then she would pass very fast, she wouldn't pay attention. As a result, the bad students were actually more motivated and were enjoying class, and therefore they became better, and the good students stopped enjoying class and they became worse. And this is the power of labels. The moment we put the name of someone, they wear the name. And then no matter what we do, it's extremely hard to take it back. So think twice. Next time, think twice before naming someone, and focus on behaviors, not the other person. Exactly. So that was it for me.
Wow, this is really interesting and something that we don't get to hear a lot. We don't get to hear often. And this also relates to the, I guess, attributional retraining and attribution theory. I think that's, yeah, if we place a label, then it's a bit like a conviction. It's like predestined to fail sometimes. So yeah, well,
yeah, but the interesting part is that we usually think that because we put a label on someone, that affects only us. What we haven't put a lot of effort was to think that it actually affects them also. And they tend to wear the label and start behaving towards the characterization we've given.
So thank you very much once again for inspiring us. It has been a pleasure to have you here. Feel free to share your contact details so that people can reach out to you. And I would like to welcome Phillip. Phillip, will you please do us the honor and share your own tips for leadership today? Hello. And you promised to sing. I didn't forget.
Hi, everyone. No, I just have to say that it's an honor to be here with you incredible people, but it's just being able to be a part of the conference. I mean, every speaker had truly something unique and amazing to give. So I just want to say a kudos and a thank you for everyone for being here and during the conference, and just to those winners today. It's just an honor to be selected with you all. So I have 2 tips along your job seeking journey, and I'm going to sing the tip and then I'm going to explain just spoken. So the first tip is to celebrate the small and big wins. Okay, so celebrating every win that you have, big and small, in your career, right? The fact that you're showing up here today to listen, to tune in, to engage is a huge win. Like, that's amazing, right? And whether you're applying to a position, whether you're working on your CV, your resume, that is a win. So always just celebrate those wins that you do along your search, and whether they're big, whether you get that job offer or whether you get that interview, celebrate those wins and know that those wins you have are guiding you closer to that next job opportunity. So that's the first one. The second one is always keep on learning. So it's all about learning along the journey, right? And getting to reach your destination through learning and growing through self-development, but also through other people. And the power of LinkedIn, the power of these social platforms is not only to network with incredible people, but to also learn their story and to understand their uniqueness and their value. And it's just incredibly powerful to learn the importance of learning through others. So those are the 2 I have. It's just, again, just a sincere pleasure to be here, and I am just thrilled and honored with joy to be selected. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Evi.
Thank you so much. And for those who don't know you, who haven't heard, actually Phillip is or used to be an opera singer. That's why it's this internal joke with singing. So are you still singing or professionally, or?
So on the side, just with my community, I do a lot of like choir practices and performances within my community here in the United States. And sometimes with church and things like that. So definitely more of a volunteer contribution, just being able to give back my talent and my voice through volunteer work. And it's been great. So, and just being able to tie it into the business, and because at the end of the day, look, I mean, we all have our unique voice to share, whether you sing it, whether you speak it. So it's a part of me, and I love sharing it. So
thank you very much for being here, Phillip. It has been a pleasure to have you and listen to your singing voice as well.
Thank you. No, thank you so much.
I would also like to note at this point that right after these two great coaches, Zoe and Phillip, we had Sarah Gredinger getting the most votes. And last but not least, the best as in most inspiring self-development coach is Nikki Toumazides, who made us dance and talked about the power of noticing. So Nikki, the stage is all yours and we're thrilled to have you here today. Maybe we're going to dance now after singing, you know.
Yeah, I'm not going to make you dance today, but I'm going to tell you my tip is to own it. No matter what your job description is, no matter whether you're a coach, you're a teacher, you're a plumber, an electrician, a policeman, whatever your job is, own it. Add your own personality to it. Add your own character. Add your own quirkiness, if you may. Make it unique. You are what is going to make your job, or you are going to make you stand out. You is what you make you unique. So find what it is that you are good at and own it, whatever that is. So first, if you're going to be presenting to an audience and you're nervous, practice. Invite some friends over, invite some family over, and just practice. The more you practice, the more comfortable you will be. So you don't end up in front of an audience and find yourself hyperventilating and feeling nervous. It's happened to us all. So notice. My whole thing was about noticing. Again, I'm going to ask you to notice. Notice how you're feeling while you're doing your job. Notice notice the reaction of the audience. Notice your energy. Notice the energy of the audience. Now, energy is contagious. Energy is like yawning. Energy is contagious. You see it very often okay, it's a bit funny example, but it's going to help with the dog trainer. So you see the owner of the dog holding the lead, and the dog is barking and going ballistic, and it's everywhere. And the moment the trainer takes the lead, the same dog within seconds is just obedient, calm, chilled. Why? Because the energy of the trainer is passing through the lead to the dog. The same way your energy passes to your audience. So own it, make it your own. Be comfortable. When you find what you're comfortable with, then you can transfer that energy, whether you're an HR, whether you're a teacher, even an electrician, a plumber, a policeman, anything, your energy will be transferred. Notice, stop, breathe, and respond. Don't react, respond. The moment you notice, even if it's during the conversation, during the presentation, notice. The moment you notice, you're able to stop. You can take a deep breath. Doesn't matter if you look a bit silly. It's better to look a bit silly for 10 seconds rather than to continue and not get your message across. Breathe and then respond instead of react. So lastly, I'm going to tell you to have fun. No matter what you do, have fun. A bit of fun goes a long way. You see it on TikTok, and you see these nurses and doctors, and they're doing these funny moves and TikTok videos, and you can see how much their energy changes. That energy they pass on to their patients, and a little bit goes a long way. So notice and own it. Make it yours. Find your uniqueness and put that uniqueness in any job that you are doing. That's it from me.
Nikki, thank you so much once again for sharing your tips. Again, it's very important to have fun, to enjoy. Today, I feel like that. That's why we wanted, to sing and dance. We were all in the mood. So thank you once again for inspiring.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the award as well. I'm so honoured. Thank you.
Feel free to share your details as well.
I will.
And let me add, the most voted self-development coach was Evanthea Kutbuyani, who is also here, but she's in the attendees list. And right after her, we had a tie with Randy McNeely, Curtis McGregor, and Pratima Gopalachandra. So in my humble opinion, every speaker during these 3 days was amazing. And I didn't personally vote because I couldn't really decide which one was the best. So today we heard some great tips. Learn yourself, add value to your transactions, exercise your courage muscle, listen actively, avoid labels, keep learning, celebrate wins, and own the thing that you're great at, and pay attention, keep noticing. So since we have a few minutes left, I would like to share my screen, so that people can also see the words of achievement that we're going to share. So people can see the word of achievement for Vaso, for Zoe, for Phillip, and also for Nikki. And since we have some minutes left, I'd like to give my own 2 cents for leadership, because sometimes people don't understand that there is a difference between leadership and management. And I would like to clarify this. I think that leadership is more about motivating people, while managing is more about monitoring the work that these people do. And I think that leadership skills build character. I think the coolest part of developing leadership skills is that we can also utilize them in our personal lives. We don't need to confine them just at work. For example, our leadership skills improve our ability to negotiate and communicate effectively. And we all know that interpersonal relationships with our friends, with our parents, with our partners, with our boyfriends, girlfriends, they all need compromises. So if we can negotiate well and if we can communicate openly, we can find a win-win solution for everyone. So this is one of the things that we can actually use in our personal lives. Negotiation, communication, these are our leadership skills. And they literally build character, because when we cultivate traits like honesty, determination, patience, self-awareness, we end up understanding that leadership is not about creating followers, but it's about serving others, either at work or in personal lives. It's about serving others with respect. And this means that we become better people and we share the goodness, so that hopefully more people will share it as well. And I think, actually, if you've noticed on the right side, given the opportunity, my leadership book has just been published, and I would like to celebrate this with you, because it's unlike any other leadership book you have ever read or heard, because it's based on fairy tales like The Ugly Duckling, The Three Little Pigs, Cinderella, Red Riding Hood, and other fairy tales, and my own story, The Kingdom of Stars, that I wrote for you to discuss what leadership is all about through narrative. And through narrative, usually we learn and assimilate information in an easier way. So I think that, to sum up, leaders need to be able to communicate clearly, to be fair, to find ways to motivate people and build relationships based on trust, to coach others and keep their self-control and demonstrate self-leadership. Keep self-control and self-leadership is very important, because that's the way to become a role model and inspire people around you. Leaders also manage their time well. They assess and manage risk, negotiate if they have to. They make unbiased decisions. They accept everyone equally, and they promote cultural diversity, and they help people develop and learn how to critically think, analyze, and solve problems. And they have the mentality of a problem solver, because they like to think positively and keep their chin up. So that's my 2 cents about leadership. I'm going to stop sharing. I would like to thank everyone for being here today. It has been a pleasure. If you have any questions, you can write them in the chat. You can all connect with all these beautiful people here, of course with me as well. You can send me any questions you may have. Right now, I don't see any questions, but still we're happy to discuss anything you'd like. Thank you very much, Evanthea. I see your comment. It has been a pleasure to be here with all of you today. Hope that you're going to start using all these tips, all these great tips that were shared by those great speakers. Remember, as they said, they said it better than me. Learn who you are. What are your fears, your desires, your biases? Add value. Exercise your courage and listen actively. Don't make the mistake to interpret what others may think, may mean. Ask them if you're not sure. Celebrate wins, no matter how small they are. Don't be hard on yourself. Keep learning and own the thing you're great at. Believe in it, believe in yourself, and notice and enjoy and have fun. It was a great opportunity to meet all of you again. Any questions? More than welcome. Sure. The slides basically, yeah, I can send them. Yes, sure. Please send me a message on LinkedIn. I will share it because I cannot share it here on Zoom. So that's all from me. Have a great day or night, depending on where you are. And see you next time.